Researching a book like this is a funny thing, full of serendipity, really. I'm off today to meet a chap called Ron Henggeler, who's a waiter at a local restaurant, the Big Four, and he turns out to be one of the best informed local historians with a vast collection of memorabilia and ephemera related to 1906 and to the earthquake.
Hey.
Hello, Ron.
Hello, hi.
Great to see you again. Oh, I just love this place. So, what amazing stuff have you got since I was last here?
Oh, I'll show you
I could bet.
the latest projects here. From top to bottom of the house, I'm building shelves all along that are going to hold the jars. I'll probably be able to...
These are your Kachina jars?
Yeah, the Kachina jars, the time capsules, the histories, the memories in gallon glass jars.
Am I right in thinking they're pickle jars?
No, they're gallon glass jars from maraschino cherries and martini olives.
Cherries, right.
I've been a waiter for 27 years. So anywhere that I've worked in the city, the first thing I establish with a bartender is save me that jar.
How many jars have you got?
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
Are any of them actually specific to the time period, to 1906?
For a while I was doing that.
So
yeah.
what kind of things were you picking up in those days?
Anytime they're tearing something down or building something in the city, I go down there and I look to see what is being brought out of the ground and loaded into dumpsters and thrown away.
Is this anything to do with 06?
It is, and actually it's a little mixed bag. This is some of the rubble from an area that is definitely 1906. Like the molten glass here.
Oh, you've got some molten glass now?
Yeah, this is...
Now this would have been made, here we are, yes, this is brilliant. This would have been bottles and window panes and things all welded together by the intense heat of the fire in 1906. So this is extraordinary. And where would you find this kind of thing?
This, when they were putting the F line in down along the waterfront, they went about 35 feet down between the Muni bus yard and the Pier 39 parking lot.
Right.
And that was just fill at that time, and the city was being filled all over after 1906. Somewhere in all of my reading, you know how at intersections the name of the street is stamped into the pavement? Mm-hmm. That's because of 1906 San Francisco. There was such complete disorder and complete leveling of the city that you couldn't orient yourself as to where you were downtown. It was complete chaos. And so now we stamp the name of the street into the intersection so that if it ever happens again, we'll be able to brush some rubble aside and
that's where we are.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in the thought that you were lucky, or the people from whom you bought it were lucky, in that it didn't succumb to the fire. I mean, you're very close now to this famous, or the infamous, ham and eggs fire, aren't you? Why was it called that?
Well, a woman was cooking breakfast for her family, and she was cooking inside, and apparently there was internal damage in the chimney, and the embers went up and into the walls and started a fire in their house. And
it says something about the sang-froid of people in 1906 San Francisco, doesn't it? That you've had this devastating quake at 12 minutes past 5 in the morning, and a couple of hours later a woman is somewhat nonchalantly cooking up a dish of ham and eggs for her family. I mean, I certainly wouldn't be doing that 2 hours for an earthquake.
I think the ham and eggs was a day or two after the fire.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the fire was raging uncontrolled.
All around her.
On the other side of Van Ness Avenue, yeah, it was sort of all around
She
her.
thought, oh, no, a bit peckish, why not light another fire and make breakfast?
But it also, in three of my books on 1906, they mention, they give a little press to it, that the tradition of barbecuing in the backyard, getting together with friends and family, starts in San Francisco after 1906 when the city is rebuilding itself, because for up to a year no one could cook inside anymore. This is marvelous. This is just one of my treasures now. One of our regular customers at the Big Four, Ernie Bloomfeld, he has an office down in the financial district, and after work he comes up and sits at the bar, and he bought this at an estate sale in the city and brought it to work to show me because he knows my passion. And they are all from around 1904 to 1908. No captions, no story. He didn't know the family, doesn't remember the family name. But in the middle of the book are these photographs of the city in 1906. Here's the City Hall dome here.
Yes.
I would guess that this is probably south of Market, maybe South Van Ness Avenue, Mission Street.
And this is classic, I mean, because of the bricks. I mean, any building built of brick was almost certain to tumble down. These are quite wonderful pictures.
Yeah.
These tents here would have been, I'm not sure about these tents, but these would
That's
have been
definitely
American
military,
Army.
yeah.
And the extraordinary thing is that I believe within 10 days of the earthquake, every single tent that was in the possession of the American Army was pitched in San Francisco.
Right.
It was an amazingly efficient relief operation, wasn't it?
And the entire country rallied.
Yes.
Cities had, events to fundraise. And, they didn't have television, they didn't have radio, they didn't have technology, they didn't have the internet. And yet everybody living in the United States had some sort of connection with San Francisco.
Yes. I mean, if you had a godlike ability to plan America, would you, knowing what you know now, build a city of such importance on top of the San Andreas Fault?
No.